The Indiana Fever are officially reaching a crisis point. The excuses have run out. The fan base is losing patience, and frustration surrounding the team is becoming impossible to ignore. Following a heartbreaking 104-102 double overtime loss at home, the atmosphere inside the post-game press conference felt incredibly tense. When your franchise star delivers a heroic 32-point performance, knocks down clutch shots, and does everything possible to carry the team to victory, fans expect a head coach to step up, accept responsibility, and address the team's problems directly. Instead, Fever head coach StephanieWhite appeared to avoid accountability entirely. Welcome back to WNBA Pro. Today, we are breaking down what many fans are calling one of the most disappointing and frustrating post-game press conferences in recent WNBA memory. The discussion centers around how StephanieWhite avoided answering tough questions about the Fever's defensive struggles, questionable lineup decisions, and lack of in-game adjustments that allowed the Washington Mystics to score more than 100 points in consecutive road games at this stage. The situation looks extremely concerning for Indiana, anyone who watched the game, and especially those who listened to the post-game comments, could easily come away believing the team has completely lost its direction. The Fever constantly find themselves playing from behind, depending on late-game heroics just to survive. Even more alarming, the coaching staff seems unable to solve the deeper issues causing these repeated collapses.
When we don't consistently defend, and this is on us as coaches. Like, this is our responsibility. We got to be disciplined the entire game. We got to be disciplined every possession. We're taking chances. We're fouling shooters who are about to shoot tough shots. We got breakdowns in coverages.
When reporters questioned StephanieWhite about the disastrous second and third quarters, the stretches where the Indiana Fever completely fell apart on both ends of the floor, her response only added more frustration. White said, "We put a lot of pressure on our offense to be perfect when we don't consistently defend. We've got to be disciplined. We've had breakdowns in coverages. We need to find combinations and rotations that create efficiency." On the surface, the comments sounded reasonable, filled with the usual coaching language about discipline, rotations, and execution. But the real issue was what she failed to address. She never directly answered why the team continued using lineups that were getting dominated inside the paint. She avoided explaining why franchise center Leah Boston was constantly pulled away from the basket, while the Washington Mystics repeatedly attacked the interior with ease. Even more concerning, White openly admitted the coaching staff still needs to find the right combinations, despite the fact that building effective rotations is one of the most important responsibilities of a professional head coach before the game even begins. While the coach relied on vague explanations and repeated basketball cliches, Caitlin Clark stepped in front of the microphone and delivered a far more direct and honest assessment of the team's struggles.
The biggest area for us is everyone wants to go over and they're making shots. And for us, that's our biggest room for improvement right now is when things aren't going well, we still got to be able to defend and, find ways to get stops. And we haven't done that very well to this point, same way it was with our...
You could clearly see the exhaustion on Caitlin Clark's face and hear the frustration in her voice during the post-game interview. Unlike others, Clark did not make excuses for the team's defensive problems. Instead, she gave an honest and direct assessment of the issue. Clark said, "I think we allowed our offense to affect how we play defense too much. Everybody wants to defend when shots are falling, but our biggest area for improvement is learning how to defend even when things aren't going well offensively." That statement may have been the most revealing quote of the entire season. It showed the mindset of a true franchise leader willing to confront the team's problems publicly instead of hiding from them. In many ways, Clark's comments expose the deeper cultural issues that have developed within the Indiana Fever locker room under StephanieWhite's leadership. Right now, the Fever appear to be playing emotionally dependent basketball. When the three-point shots are falling, the energy is high, the defense improves, and the team looks confident. But the moment the offense struggles, the intensity disappears. Players drop their heads, transition defense slows down, and opponents attack the paint with little resistance. The most alarming statistic from the game was the Washington Mystics scoring 58 points in the paint against Indiana. That number alone highlights how severe the Fever's defensive breakdowns have become. In professional basketball, allowing nearly 60 points inside the key usually signals major problems with interior defense, rotations, communication, and physical toughness. It reflects a team that is consistently losing battles in the most important area of the court.
Defensive moments and worst.
I think a lot of things. One, intensity. I think attention to detail. It's little things. It's initial positioning. It's communication. It's reacting. It's relaxing off the ball. There are a lot of things that are outside of, and great players make great plays. And the thing that Washington does is they keep moving.